I've really enjoyed my time here working with the students at the Conservatori. It's such a privilege and an honour to be asked. Of course, everywhere you go, you meet a different sort of student and a different way of thinking. This for me is very refreshing because actually, even when you, or especially when you've been teaching for many years, the continual new input of new ideas and different ways of doing things is very valuable for me. I learn so much from coming to places like this that I can then take to the next place that I teach. And of course, even though the students are different and the way they approach music is different, music is a universal language. So we always have something in common. We always have something to say to each other. The students here have been wonderful to work with, very flexible, very open, a very good level. There is obviously very good grounding here, not only in their technical level, but actually in generating their own interest in music. So I think what I always enjoy is when I come to places where I feel that the students, each of them is allowed to have an individual voice and to have their own way of approaching music, and that's certainly true here. I think being a young musician now is very difficult. Not so much because actually we need to get employment, we need to make a name for ourselves. I think the difficulties now are much more fundamental than that, because to become a great artist, you need time. You need time to grow and you need space to mature and to think. And I think in our 21st century lives, there is no time. We're always rushing from one thing to another. We're always trying to grasp hold of things and to keep them. There is never the sense of just being comfortable in the moments that we're in now and experiencing it. We're always passing over the experience now for the experience that we might have in the future. And I think for a student, this is particularly difficult because this is the time when we need to reflect and we need to think and we need the spaces in between activities to actually assimilate the information and the knowledge. And I think the other thing that I find very worrying now is that young artists and students, they're scared, they're worried. And this is something to do with our sort of technological era and our social media. Students feel they're being judged all the time. They're scared of going wrong. They want to conform. They want to be part of something. When I talk to my students in London, this is the root of so many of their problems, and yet they can't put the machine down. They can't disconnect. They're scared of disconnecting. They're scared of being on their own. And for me, these things are fundamentally alien to what it is to be an artist, where you have the confidence to develop yourself and your own voice and your own personality, and you're able to take risks without the fear of being judged and being criticised. But I think we need to be careful about what this technology does to us as human beings in the future.
Sing. Sing.
So the advice I would give to a student now, there are a couple of pieces of advice. Never stop searching. Never stop searching for something new and for experimenting. Take risks. You know, you can be safe when you're old, like me. You know, when you're young, you need to be taking risks and enjoying the risks. Understand that actually your perception of what is right and wrong might not necessarily be what is right and wrong. Understand that sometimes your opinion of yourself is the one that is least realistic. Audiences may love you and you might still think that you really have so many deficiencies. Indulge yourself to actually enjoy other people's opinion of yourself in a good way, in a positive way. And my final piece of advice, and perhaps the most important one, is be a nice human being. You know, because actually if you want to be an artist, you have to have good human values.
So there are two things going on. One of them is in the orchestra, pam, pam.